Hello, welcome to another video. So today I am working on an Akira art piece for a friend. Um, so let's get started. I start off by taping my corners, and what I'm doing is working on Kaneda's bike, the famous red bike. If you have not seen Akira, I definitely highly recommend it. So a quick overview about Akira if you haven't seen it before. It's about a teenage Japanese biker gang set in Neo Tokyo. And it's kind of like a dystopian future set in it's kind of set in dystopian Japan. And the biker gang, their friend gets abducted. Their friend Tetsuo gets abducted by the military after having a bike crash with a child with telekinetic powers, and he also gets inherits this telekinesis, and so he starts getting experiments ran on him by the military, and it ends up being a battle to save the world, and it's a really fun and interesting mind trip of a movie. It's got telekinetic powers, it's got motorcycles, it's got body horror, and it's got fantastical colors, so what's not to like, right? So, it's one of my favorite movies. The beginning sequence and the beginning music just gets me excited every time I watch it. I tried to pick tracks to this video that paid homage to it, the music, as best as I could, but there's nothing that quite captures the essence of the Akira music. It's just a beautiful, beautiful soundtrack. The music is, I'm gonna butcher his name, but it's by Gino Gino Yamashiragumi, and it's heavily inspired from traditional Indonesian and Japanese or Japanese theater. Traditional Indonesian music and Japanese theater, and it's just a beautiful soundtrack. It's something that when you hear it, it's electrifying to listen to, and especially coupled with the artistry of the illustration and drawings and the coloration that the Akira movie has put together. For the movie itself, there's a great video, and if I remember, I'll try and link it down below, but there's a great video about how the Akira movie was made, and it talks about how they invented techniques and colors that were not yet conceived in the animation world, and it talks about how they had to create new techniques and ideas and the smoothness of their animation was due to the sheer amount of cells they had to draw. And everything is hand drawn, which is just amazing, that they put that much effort into the movie. It's just a beautiful work of art that it's amazing that it was even created. So it's really a masterpiece in its own right. So if you're a fan of art in general, I really recommend you check out this movie if you haven't seen it already. So now that I have my bike drawn, it's time to color it. So I start by doing the background. And I like to do the backgrounds first, usually before the foreground, because I don't know. I feel like it gives me more focus that way. So I start by mixing some blue and Payne's gray and just going to town on the background there. And I initially wanted this to be a really light watercolor, and wanted it to be something very, very light and very almost airy about it. But then I ended up coloring the bike a little bit darker, and I think I was happy with that decision. I think I really liked that. When I'm working with watercolors, I always like to start really light and really faint, and then work my way, build up my colors, because it gives me somewhere to go with the coloration. So I don't necessarily, it's buildable, so I don't necessarily have to start with a really dark color. I can work with a really light color and then build in darkness and shadows, and it leaves me a place to go with if I want to add a shine or a metallic look, or some type of sheen. It leaves me that freedom to do that. Or if I'm doing, like here, I'm doing a glass, right, or like a plastic visor. It gives me the ability to do that sort of see-through look there, because I did such a light coloration on the visor. And now I can go back and do darker color on the bike, and I still have my light red that's now almost a pink color. After I finished my color on my bike, I decided to go over and outline it in Winsor and Newton fine liner pens. And first I erase all my pencil marks, but then I go ahead and start doing my fine liner pens, and I'm really happy with how this turned out after I do my fine liner work. After I outline my bike, I go back in acrylic marker and put in my shine marks. I found out as I was doing this piece that my jelly roll was dead, which really sucked because that's what I wanted to use for my fine lines. But yeah, it was gone. So I just had to retire it at that moment. And I went back and used my acrylic marker. And then I drew on all the stickers with my Stabilo my colored pens. Because the bike has a bunch of stickers on it. And they're not completely accurate, but they're ish. And after that, it's the tape removal for the final reveal. And there you have it. There's my bike from Akira. Please like or dislike my video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.